Welcome back to Robin Roberts Field here in Clearwater, Florida for game number 12 of the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. And it's our first semifinal of this championship week. It's the UConn Huskies taking on the USF Bulls. USF playing their second game of the day, coming off of defeating Wichita State just a little bit earlier. UConn, meanwhile, their first game of the day, having won 2 games yesterday, and we're just about to get underway between these two squads. Well, USF playing their 4th game in 2 days, and they will send out Alec Wisely to the hill. For UConn, it will be Colby Dunlop getting the ball for the Huskies. The 24th-ranked Bulls take the field as the designated home team in this ball game. And as we get started, we'll go ahead and take a look at the order for UConn. John Topa will lead it off, the left fielder. Shortstop Anthony Prado bats second. Zach Susi, normally the catcher, but he will DH today. He bats in the 3rd spot. Isaac Feldstein, the right fielder, bats cleanup. Center fielder Troy Stefanski bats 5th, batting 6th. Michael Woodworth, the 2nd baseman. And in the bottom 3rd of the order, Chris Winkle, the 1st baseman, will bat 7th. Thad Phillips bats 8th. And Connor Moriarty, the 3rd baseman, will bat 9th. On the hill for the USF Bulls, Colby Dunlop comes in with a 2-1 record, 5.27 earned run average, 1.89 whip. In 27 1/3 innings, he's given up 22 runs, 16 earned on 35 hits. He's walked 16 and struck out 16. Correction, beg your pardon, it's Alec Wisely who's going to be out there for USF. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing on my screen. Wisely, a righty, 5'9", 184, junior from Jacksonville, Florida, went to Sandalwood High School. This will be his first crack at UConn this year. His most recent outing, he threw 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, both earned on 4 hits, walked 2, struck out 5 against Cincinnati back on May 17th. John Topa will lead it off for the UConn Huskies. Topa 287 this year. And the first delivery to him from Alec Wisely misses ball 1. We're underway at 12:56 Eastern time for this ball game. UConn, the designated road team, even though they won both games yesterday and have to be well rested after yesterday. Heard everyone talking on the UConn side as Wisely delivers a strike that, among other things, their catcher Zach Susi was absolutely exhausted after that doubleheader yesterday. You got to think that this is basically a war of attrition right now between all the teams that are remaining. 2-2 the count after Topa waves and misses. The infield for USF, or in the field for USF, as that one misses 3-2. Looks like this. Dietrich is catching. Genord at 1st, Dutka at 2nd, Villar at 3rd, Montez at short. 3-2, Topa swings and misses, strike 3. 1 up, 1 down for Alec Wisely. In the outfield for USF, Zek is in right, Chatfield's in left, and Duke Stunkel Jr. in center. Anthony Prado steps to the plate. Anthony hitting .316 on the year. And he takes a ball 1-0. No one out, no one on. Scoreless game, top of the 1st. If UConn wins, they advance to the championship game. If USF wins, these two will match up one more time. Jeff Sharon with you here at Robin Roberts Field. In what has been a busy 3 days, well, really a busy 2 days of baseball between yesterday and today. We're getting in 10 games in 2 days, 6 yesterday, 4 today. ECU is facing Houston also here on the American Digital Network. It's a 2-1. Prado looks at that one. Outside 3-1. Houston defeated Tulane 18-7 earlier today. USF defeated Wichita State 7-2 earlier today. So the Bulls are 2-1 in the tournament. Started off with a loss to Wichita State 4-2 yesterday. And then in their second game in the evening session, they knocked off Cincinnati 9-4. That eliminated the Bearcats. Nobody on, 1 out, 3-2. It's Anthony Prado. He swings at a high and in delivery and pops it foul out of play. So he'll come back and do it again. And that one's in there, strike 3. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts for Alec Wisely. And with no one on and 2 out, here in the top of the first, Zach Soucy will step to the plate. Zach is DHing today, normally the catcher for UConn. He was totally exhausted after yesterday's doubleheader. Thad Phillips will get the start at catcher for UConn when the Huskies take the field. UConn comes in 34-18-1 on the season. They're the 3 seed in the tournament. USF 34-19-1. The number 2 seed. Wisely quickly ahead 0-2. And the 0-2 delivery with no one on. Did Zusi hold up? Yes, he did on that low and in delivery. 1-2 the count. Wisely spent his freshman and sophomore years at Gulf Coast State College, as that one's barely tapped back to the screen. Pretty good hitter, 325, 2 homers as a freshman, but found his spot on the mound. 67 1/3 innings, 3.07 earned run average for GCSC. National Junior College Athletic Association leader last year in complete games with 4. 1-2, misses outside, and it's 2-2. Jim Penders and the Huskies in the semifinals once again. Penders in his 15th season. 2-2, also barely misses outside, but the count runs full. Wisely 2-0 with a 4.14 ERA. Soucy taps it back into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. 3 strikeouts for Alec Wisely in the top of the first. 1, 2, 3 go the Huskies. We go to the bottom of the first. No score between USF and UConn. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. We go to the bottom of the first at Robin Roberts Field. Jeff Sharon with you here on the American Digital Network. No score between USF and UConn. The starting pitcher for the Huskies is Colby Dunlop, 2-1 this season, 5.27 earned run average, 27 in the third innings pitched. He's given up 35 hits, 22 runs, 16 of them earned, walked 16, struck out 16. The lineup he faces for USF looks like this. Coco Montez, the shortstop, will lead off. Duke Stunkel Jr., center fielder, bats second. David Villar, third baseman, bats third. Joe Gennard, first baseman, is in the cleanup spot. Chris Chatfield, the left fielder, is in fifth. DJ Dutkas plays second base, and he bats sixth. Carson Ragsdale will get the start at DH and batting in the seventh spot. Garrett Zeck, the right fielder, bats eighth. And Tyler Dietrich, the catcher, bats ninth. Coco Montez, the shortstop, swings at the second offering and lines it into right, ranging over Isaac Feldstein to make the catch, one down. So here comes Duke Stunkel Jr. Duke is a .351 hitter, most recent numbers. 71 of 202. That one misses outside. Want to know the count, one out, no one on. Scoreless game, bottom of the first. And that one's in there for a strike from Colby Dunlop. Dunlop is a freshman, 6 feet tall, 182 pounds. He's from Dover Plains, New York. Graduate of Upton Lake Christian School. Waved at and missed, 1-2. At Upton Lake, he was a letter winner in basketball and baseball. 3-time team MVP, including his senior year last year, 2017. 2-2 the count to Duke Stunkel Jr. One away, nobody on. And that one's fouled off. We'll come back and do it again. Defensive alignment for UConn looks like this. In the outfield, left to right, Topa, Stefanski, and Feldstein. Across the diamond from third to first, Moriarty, Prado, Woodworth, and Winkle. Phillips, the catcher. Strike three to Duke Stunkel Jr. 2 down, nobody on. So now David Villar steps to the plate. And the first offering, Tim, is in there for a strike. David's updated average is .373. With 2 outs, he's hitting .385. All-conference performer. Takes a strike, 0-2. So Colby Dunlop quickly ahead of this solid USF order. And this one's chopped toward the middle of the diamond. Prado tries to barehand it over at short, but he can't come up with it. It'll be an infield hit. First hit of the game for either squad. And the Bulls have 1 on and 2 out now for the cleanup hitter, Joe Gennard. Gennard earlier today against Wichita State was 0 for 3 at the plate, walked twice. He had a 2-run homer yesterday against Cincinnati. He faces a 1-0 count here. Gennard, a .314 hitter. The 1-0 fouls that one back. ECU and Houston about to get underway at Spectrum Field. That's the other semifinal game. 1-1. And that one high and away. 2-1 the count now from Colby Dunlop to Jojen Nord. We've lucked out with the weather here in Clearwater. Another hot day, sunny. A little bit more cloudy than it was yesterday, but the rain has held off. 2-2 the count. Runner on first and 2 out. Scoreless game, bottom of the first. And the 2-2. This is laced up the middle for a base hit. Genord gets on. First and second now with 2 out. And Chris Chatfield will step to the plate. Chatfield with a pair of RBI hits earlier today against Wichita State. 2 for 5, pair of RBI. He also scored twice. Solid effort for Chatfield, who's hitting .249. 26 runs batted in. With 2 out, he's hitting .304. First offering is a cut fastball high, 1-0. And we'll have a brief discussion as Phillips trots out to the hill. Coaches down the lines for USF, Greg Paris down the first base line. Chris Cates down the third base line. It'll be a 1-0 to Chris Chatfield with first and second and 2 out. And that one gets away from the catcher Phillips. The runners move up. Phillips back there catching for UConn in place of Zach Susi. Phillips making his 29th start of the year. This UConn team coming in at 34-18-1. 14-10 in the league. Trying to secure their spot in the championship game. 2-0. Catches the corner. 2-1. Both of these clubs into their 4th pitchers of the weekend, 4th starters of the weekend, I should say. Dunlop delivers in this one's line deep to center field, but Stefanski is underneath it. He takes care of it, and that ends the inning. So USF gets a pair on with a couple of hits, but they can't push anything across. We played 1 full here at Robin Roberts Field. No score between USF and UConn here on the American Digital Network. We go to the top of the second here at Robin Roberts Field. Jeff Sharon with you here on the American Digital Network, the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. First semifinal over here on this side of the bracket between USF and UConn. No score. Bulls picked up a couple hits in the bottom of the first, but couldn't push anything across. 4, 5, and 6 due up for UConn. Isaac Feldstein, the right fielder, leads off. Feldstein tied for third in the conference this year with 13 home runs. Waves and misses at that offering, quickly ahead 0-2 is Alec Wisely, the pitcher for USF, who struck out the side in the first. Wisely 2-0, 4.03. He has a save to his credit. Waved at and missed strike 3. 4 batters face 4 strikeouts for Alec Wisely. Updated, he has a 42-14 strikeout to walk ratio this season. Three to 1 if you're not into improper fractions. And Wisely's first delivery with 1 out to Troy Stefanski is in there for a strike. Stefanski, .313 hitter. 5 homers, 31 runs batted in. Wisely delivers that one, and Stefanski barely got a piece of it. He's quickly down 0-2. Michael Woodworth is on deck. The USF defense looks like this. Chatfield in left, Stunkel in center, Zeck in right. Villar at third, Montez at short. Dudka at second, Genord at first. And the catcher is Dietrich, who tried to frame that one in for strike 3. A little bit low, 1-2. And this one is tapped over toward the right side. Covering is Wisely. Good play. 2 down. Wisely, not the biggest guy in the world, 5'9", 184. Now Michael Woodworth will step to the plate. Woodworth, the UConn second baseman, hitting .309 this year. 56 hits in 181 at-bats, and the breaking stuff is working for Alec Wisely. Quickly ahead 0-1. 22 runs batted in. 4 home runs this year for Michael Woodworth. The 0-1 with the bases empty and 2 out. And that one gets away. It'll be 1-1. A reminder is we're now in the semifinal round, so if UConn wins this game, they're undefeated in the tournament. Huskies defeated Wichita State last night 7-5 for their second win of the tournament. 2-1 the count. This after knocking off Cincinnati 6-2. In that Cincinnati game, Mason Fioli threw 7 strong innings, gave up 2 runs on 5 hits. Last night, Cody Hoyer threw 5 strong. That's laced into left for the first UConn hit of the game. Michael Woodworth gives UConn their first base runner. So 1 on in, 2 out now in the top of the second in a scoreless game. And Chris Winkle will step to the plate. Winkle, .267 on the year, 4 homers, 11 doubles, and 30 runs batted in. With 2 out, he's hitting .172 on the season. Winkle was 0 for 4 last night against Wichita State. First delivery misses outside for a ball. 1 for 4 against Cincinnati in the first game of the 2 that UConn played yesterday. So he's 1 for 8 for the tournament heading into today. Winkle's a big kid, 6'5", 207. Sophomore from Orange, Connecticut. Out of the stretch, the 1-0. Outside, and with a runner on first and 2 out. Wisely falls behind Chris Winkle. Runner on first is Woodworth in a scoreless game. 2 out, 2-0. Catches the corner for a strike, 2-1. Wisely making his 5th start of the year for USF. The 2-1 is laced into right field for a base hit. Woodworth will come back to second. The ball gets away briefly, but not far enough for him to advance to third, however. First and second, 2 out after 2 straight hits. So Winkle is on board, and Thad Phillips, the catcher, will step in. Phillips hitting .264 on the year. 8 doubles, 2 home runs, and 20 runs batted in. Wisely's had only 1 outing this year when he went longer than 4 2/3 as Phillips hits this one deep to left. Heading back for it is Chatfield, and he will make the catch. An outstanding catch by Chris Chatfield as he ran into the fence, reaching for it. Phillips gave it a ride, but the inning is over. No runs for UConn after they put 2 on with 2 out, and your score after 1.5 remains 0-0 between USF and UConn here at Robin Roberts Field. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. Bottom 2 here at Robin Roberts Field. Jeff Sharon with you here on the American Digital Network. No score between USF and UConn, and the Bulls are coming to plate. 6, 7, and 8 due up in the USF lineup. And J.D. Dutka, the second baseman, will step in to face Colby Dunlop. Swings at the first offering. It's foul down the left field line. Dunlop gave up 2 hits in the first inning, an infield hit to Villar and a base hit to Genord, but retired Chatfield to finish off the inning. 0-1, misses low, ball 1, 1-1 the count. Nobody out and nobody on, no score. Nothing 2-0 for both squads. That one's in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. Dutka .293 this year, 26 runs batted in. He's got a pair of homers and 16 runs batted in. Did he hold back? Yes, he did. So it'll be 2-2. Dutka Jr., health sciences major, 5'7" infielder. This one's hit to right, and it will fall in for a base hit. Third hit of the game for the Bulls. One on and nobody out now. And now the DH will step to the plate. It's Carson Ragsdale. He gets the start at the DH spot for USF. Ragsdale, you want to talk about a big kid. Here's a 6'8", 221 sophomore. Takes a ball on the first offering. He's from Wesley Chapel, Florida. Graduated from Bishop McLaughlin High School. This year, 217 hitter, 10 for 46. Check on the runner. Diving back is Dutka. Ragsdale has 2 home runs, 3 doubles, 10 hits. But in his 46 at-bats, he struck out 22 times. That one's fouled back. Probably not all that surprising considering when you're 6'8", your strike zone is pretty big. And throw back to first again, not in time. Dutka this year is 0 for 3 in the stolen base department. And Ragsdale fouls that one back in the count 1-2. Nobody out, runner on first, scoreless game. We're in the bottom of the second in this semifinal game. Ragsdale's a marketing major. Appeared in 9 games out of the bullpen as a pitcher last year for the Bulls in his freshman season. And he hits this one to the left side. It's a double play ball. 5, 4, 3, double play for the Huskies. 2 down, nobody on. So Moriarty to Woodworth to Winkle. And with nobody on and 2 out, Joshua McDonald, the pitching coach, with some passionate words of advice for Colby Dunlop out there. He's facing the 8th hitter now, Garrett Zeck, the right fielder for USF. Dunlop's first offering is in there for a strike. 2 out, no one on in a scoreless game. USF has 3 hits. UConn has 2. Zeck tries to hold back. That one was inside, and first base umpire says yes, he did go around. So it'll be an 0-2. High and away, ball 1. Jim Penner's and the Huskies in the semifinals once again here in the American Athletic Conference Tournament. As this one's fouled off to the right side by Zeck, we'll do it again at 1-2. Last year, UConn got knocked out in the semis by Houston 13-3. Count now 2-2. Houston went on to win the championship, of course, 6-0 over ECU. Huskies won the whole thing in 2016, 7-2 over Houston in the final, after staving off Memphis in the semifinals. Fouled off 2-2 with nobody on and 2 out. Lost to ECU in the semis in 2015. And that one just misses, and the count now 3-2. 4 straight years, UConn has been in the semifinal round. Usually they're playing these games that you see in the schedule on the Saturday, but because we're expecting the bad weather this weekend, as that one's high, ball 4, Zek draws a walk. We've moved the games up ahead, so keep an eye on American_BSB on Twitter, theamerican.org on the web for all the latest schedule updates. First free pass issued by Colby Dunlop, so it's a runner on first and 2 out for USF. And the number 9 hitter, Tyler Dietrich, steps to the plate. First delivery, misses, ball 1. Dietrich, the catcher, 278 this season. 1 homer, 12 doubles, and a triple. 32 runs batted in. 54 hits, 58 strikeouts. The 1-0. Runner goes, and it clipped him inside. So Dietrich, the number 9 hitter, is hit by that pitch, and it's first and second all of a sudden with 2 out. Now, this is a dangerous spot if you're Dunlop, because we go back to the top of the order with this murderer's row for the Bulls. Montez, Stunkel, Villar, and Genord at the top of the order. Here's Montez. He flied out to right his first time with 2 out. And he hits this one in the air to right again. Ranging over is Feldstein, and he can't make the play in foul ground. So it's a loud strike, 0-1, the count with 2 out. A hit, a double play, a walk, and a hit batsman in this inning for Colby Dunlop. But he's ahead in the count 0-1 with first and second and 2 out. Scoreless game. The 0-1 in the dirt, and it gets past the catcher. The runners are going. Throw it down to third, gets away. Zek is going to get up and trot in to score. And the third baseman, Moriarty, has to go all the way down the line to chase it. Dietrich advances to third. And USF strikes first, 1-0 Bulls. And now we have a runner on third and 2 out. So he got away from Phillips. He got a little greedy trying to get the runner down at third, but Zek came in to score when it got away from Moriarty. 1-1 the count now with 2 out in a 1-0 game. Dunlop's going to work out of the windup now, and he misses low, 2-1. Officially ruled a wild pitch. And then a throwing error by the catcher. So it's 2-1 for UConn, 1-3-0 for USF. And a base hit to left field by Coco Montez. That will score Dietrich from third, and it's 2-0 USF. So a wild pitch, a throwing error, and a single, and now USF is up 2-0 with 2 out in the bottom of the second. And stepping to the plate, Duke Stunkel Jr., the center fielder. And he swings at the first offering, but chops it to first. Winkle grabs it and steps on the bag to end the inning. But the Bulls punch through for 2 runs in the bottom of the second. We've played 2 full here at Robin Roberts Field. 2-0 your score. USF with the lead over UConn. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. We go to the third. 2-0 USF with the lead over UConn in this American Athletic Conference semifinal matchup. Jeff Sharon with you here at Robin Roberts Field. Bulls punched a couple across in the bottom of the second, staking Alec Wisely to the lead. And his first delivery to Connor Moriarty, the third baseman for UConn, is a swinging strike. Moriarty, 223 on the year. 4 homers, 9 doubles, 16 runs batted in. He's got 27 hits, and he's struck out 40 times. That one misses, 1-1. Bulls got their first run on a wild pitch and a throwing error by the catcher. Got their second run on an RBI single by Coco Montez, and that's where we stand right now. 2-0 USF, the host team here in Clearwater with the lead. 2-1, and it's fouled down the line. Moriarty, 5'11", 193 pounds. He's a sophomore from West Springfield, Massachusetts. Graduate of West Springfield High. Nobody out, nobody on. It's a 2-2 count to Wisely, and Wisely delivers a ball outside. Wisely, the JC transfer, has given up 2 hits in 2 innings, no runs. He struck out 4. And this one is laced into center field for the third UConn hit of the game. And Connor Moriarty has his 28th hit of the year. And to the top of the order we go for UConn. John Topa struck out his first time. Topa 286 on the season. 25 runs knocked in. He's got 8 doubles, 3 triples, and a homer. Check the runner over at first. Moriarty, a decent threat to steal. 5 stolen bases in 7 attempts. Topa, a junior from Portsmouth, Rhode Island. He's been a consistent performer for UConn every year he's been there. 6 feet tall, 208 pounds. Went to Bishop Hendricken High School. And that one is fouled back. Owen won the count in a 2-0 game in favor of USF. Nobody out and a runner on first for UConn. with John Topa at the plate. He swings and misses at that offering, 0-2. Topa struck out 47 times this year in 210 at-bats. And the 0-2 delivery. Did he hold up? Yes, he did. And the count now 1-2. Topa was in the Cape Cod League last summer, played for the Wareham Gatemen. Earned an all-star nod. Started at least 42 games every season at UConn. He is a junior. 1-2 the count, and this one's hit high in the air to center. Stunkel underneath it. Takes care of that. One down. Runner retreats back to first, so 1 on, 1 out in a 2-0 game, and Anthony Prado will step to the plate. Prado struck out in the first. .315 hitter. And the first offering to him is in there for a strike. Runner on first is Moriarty. Got there by virtue of a single to lead off, and this one is hit in the air to center. Stunkel again underneath it. Wind's picking up a little bit here in Clearwater, but he makes the catch. 2 down. So after a hit to lead off the inning, 2 consecutive flyouts to center, and Zach Susi, the DH, will step in. Zach struck out his first time. Susi made second team all-conference this year. .333 hitter, .399 on-base percentage. He takes a strike on the first delivery from Wisely. With 2 outs, Susi hitting .304 on the year. He's got 33 runs batted in. Doesn't strike out often, only 27 strikeouts in 189 at-bats. Compare that to 63 hits. One and 1 the count with 2 out and a runner on first. 2-0 USF with the lead. And Wisely deals the 1-1. Tapped right side and through for a base hit. So Zach Susi gets on. They try and throw behind the runner at second, and Coco Montez actually dropped the throw. They would have had the runner at second throwing behind him. So it's a single for Zach Susi. His 64th hit of the year, and it's first and second and 2 out. Moriarty got a little greedy there up at second. Took a wide turn. Wise decision by Zek and a strong arm over to second, but Coco Montez dropped the throw. It would have had him. So Isaac Feldstein takes a ball, 1-0. 2 out, first and second for UConn. Both teams have 4 hits in the game, but USF leads 2-0. Feldstein third in the conference in homers this year with 13. He's also got 12 doubles to his credit. And he hits this one in the air right side. Janord trying to give it a shot, and it's out of play. Feldstein, first team all-conference this year. Of his 53 hits, 12 of them doubles, 13 homers, and 2 triples. First and second, 2 out, and the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Way out in front of that one, 1-2. Wisely's done a good job fighting back these last 2 innings. Huskies left 2 runners on in the second. They have 2 runners on now with 2 out in the third, trailing 2-0. It'll be a 1-2 to Isaac Feldstein, the right fielder. That one just missed, and the count even at 2-2. Wisely struck out 4 so far today. Struck out the side in the first, including Susie. Feldstein, the cleanup hitter, 0 for 1, also struck out. And he strikes out for a second time. And that ends the inning. 5 strikeouts for Alec Wisely. He's taken care of Isaac Feldstein twice via strikeout. And UConn leaves 2 runners on the base paths once again. So your score through 2.5 innings of play, 2-0 USF with the lead over UConn. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. We begin the bottom of the third here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater, Florida, the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. Jeff Sharon with you here with the American Digital Network, and leading off for USF and swinging and fouling it back is David Villar. Villar with an infield hit his first time, so he's 1 for 1. 376 hitter this season. 76 for 202 at the plate. The 0-1 lifted to right, foul, out of play. Villar was 1 for 5 earlier today against Wichita State. USF 2-1 in the tournament so far. That one's fouled back 0-2. Nobody on, nobody out in a 2-0 USF game. And this one is hit in the air toward right center, giving chase. It's way back there, and it's off the base of the wall. Villar will easily trot into second with a double. He's 2 for 2 on the day. So David Villar, who was 3 for 5 yesterday in the elimination game against Cincinnati, with a pair of RBI and 3 runs scored, is 2 for 2 today against UConn. 2-0 your score, USF with the lead and a runner on second and no one out for Joe Genord. Genord with a base hit his first time. .319 hitter steps in. That's the 5th hit of the game for USF. And Colby Dunlop's first offering is waved at and missed by Genord. Colby Dunlop in his 3rd inning of work. Has given up 2 runs. They're both unearned, and Genord hits this one high in the air, deep to left. It's way back at the wall. It's gone. 2-run homer for Joe Genord. It's 4-0 USF. For Genord, it's his 14th homer of the year. And it doubles the USF lead. It's now 4-0 Bulls over the Huskies. .49 runs batted in now for Genord as well. And the Bulls have opened up a 4-0 lead on UConn here in this semifinal game. Remember, if USF wins this game, they will have to beat UConn one more time in this double elimination format. Colby Dunlop now facing Chris Chatfield. And the first pitch is in the dirt, ball 1. So Genord, who homered yesterday against Cincinnati, has another homer here in this tournament. That one's in there for a strike. 1-1 to Chatfield. Chatfield flied out his first time. .248 hitter on the year. And the 1-1 with no one on. Misses 2-1. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd. 2-1. Swung on and missed. And the count now even at 2-2. And that one's cut on and missed, strike 3. So Chatfield goes down on a 2-2 count. Second strikeout of the game for Colby Dunlop. And J.D. Dutka will step to the plate. Dutka singled his first time back in the 2nd. He steps in here with 1 out and no one on. And he stares at a ball on the first pitch. Dutka, .374 on base percentage. He's walked 26 times. Had to go with 57 hits. And this is laced into left field, and it will fall in front of John Topa for a base hit. Hit number 7 for the game for USF. And we have a runner on first and 1 out. And that'll bring up Carson Ragsdale, the DH. He hit into a 5-4-3 double play in the 2nd. .213 hitter, 6'8". And he takes a strike. Runner on first and 1 out. 4-0 your score. USF with the lead over UConn. 4-7-0 for the Bulls. 4-1 for the Huskies. The 0-1. Ragsdale hits this into deep left center. Topa going back for it. He reaches up and makes the catch. Strong line drive by Ragsdale, but it didn't quite get enough underneath it. 2 down and a runner on first. Garrett Zeck will step to the plate. He walked and scored his first time. Correction, he didn't score his first time, but he did walk. Runner on first is Dutka, and they'll check on him. Close play over at first. Dunlop has given up 4 runs on 7 hits, 2 of them earned on that homer by Genord. Checks the runner once again. 2 out and a runner on first. And Zeck with his .257 average is at the plate. They check him again. That one was close. Should Garrett Zeck reach, Tyler Dietrich, the catcher, would bat next. And this one's hit in the air. Popped up short left center. And unable to make the play is the shortstop, Prado. He had some trouble with it because of the sun. And good hustle by the runners, Dutka and Zeck. They advance 2 bases, second and third now with 2 out. It's 1:56 Eastern time here in Clearwater, so that sun is something to contend with for the infielders. Prado just couldn't get a beat on it. He was having trouble with it. Trying to shield his eyes with his glove. He's wearing sunglasses out there, so it's not like he's ill-prepared, but still second and third, 2 out. And Dietrich steps to the plate. It's listed as a fielding error by the shortstop. That's the second UConn error of the game. 0-1 the count to Tyler Dietrich, who was hit by a pitch and scored back in the second. 4-0 USF with the lead. The 0-1. Good curveball in there for a strike from Dunlop. And the count 0-2. He's 1 strike away from getting out of a difficult inning. He's approaching 60 pitches already in just the first 3 innings. The 0-2. That one just misses on the outside corner, and it's now 1-2. Dutka is at third. Zeck is at second. Dietrich at the plate, 1-2. Tap the other way and over the head of the first baseman. Fair ball down the line. It's going to score 2. Dutka comes in to score. Zeck comes in to score. It's an RBI double for Tyler Dietrich. His 33rd and 34th runs batted in of the year. It's his 13th double, and USF has jumped out in front 6-0 on UConn here in the bottom of the third. And back to the top of the order we go with Coco Montez stepping to the plate with a runner in scoring position and 2 out. 2 in the second, 4 here in the third. And USF has jumped out 6-0 on Colby Dunlop and UConn. This one's hit in the air to center. Heading back for it is Stefanski. It's over his head and up against the wall. Dietrich comes around to score. An RBI double for Coco Montez, and it's 7-0 USF. Nine hits for USF in this game. And this is what happens when with these tournaments. And obviously, if you're Jim Penders, you're thinking, okay, well, I still have a game in hand. But now you're down 7-0. With UCF punching across 5 here in the bottom of the third, looks like Penders is going to make a switch. So with Duke Stunkel Jr. coming to bat, the 9th hitter of the inning for the Bulls. He will face a new UConn pitcher. We'll have the numbers when we return. Take a quick break here at Robin Roberts Field. 7-0 your score. USF with the lead over UConn. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. Another game going on at the same time, too. 7-0 your score. USF with the lead over UConn in the semifinal game. 2 out in the bottom of the third. The Bulls have punched 5 across, and UConn has a new pitcher out there. It's Joe Simeone, number 25. He's 1-0 on the season with a 6.5 earned run average. 18 innings pitched. He's given up 15 runs, 13 earned on 21 hits. Walked 10, struck out 16. Simeone 6'3", 205. He's from Groton, Massachusetts. Graduate of Groton Dunstable Regional High School. Won the 2016 Massachusetts D3 Baseball State Championship as a junior. He comes in an unenviable spot right now, down 7-0, and facing Duke Stunkel Jr. with a runner on second and 2 out, and Stunkel grounds this one to the right side. Bad hop, but Woodworth fields and throws in time to end the inning. But the USF Bulls strike through for a big crooked number. 5 runs in the bottom of the third, and your score is USF 7, UConn nothing. As we head to the fourth. It's the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. We go to the top of the fourth inning at Robin Roberts Field. 7-0 your score. USF with the lead over UConn. 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Bulls. No runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Huskies. And Alec Wisely, the starter for USF, begins his fourth inning of work. First delivery to Troy Stefanski, the center fielder for UConn, is fouled away. Stefanski grounded out his first time. He's 0 for 1. And the lefty stares at that offering. 1-1. Nine Bulls came to the plate in the previous frame. 5 of them scored. This one's ripped through the right side for a base hit. Lead-off single for Troy Stefanski. That's UConn's 5th hit of the game.
Okay, Wood, here we go.
And for the second consecutive inning, UConn has the leadoff man on. Michael Woodworth now steps to the plate. The second baseman reached on a single his first time. Nobody out and a runner on first, and the first offering misses ball 1. Top 4, 7-0 USF over UConn. If this result holds up, these two teams would play again. And then the winner of that game would be moving on to the championship game. This is hit high in the air to left center field. Going back for it is Chatfield, and coming over from center is Stunkel. He makes the catch in the gap. Runner has to retreat. That's the third time we've seen a ball hit out deep to left center, only to result in a loud out. Chris Winkle steps to the plate. He also reached on a single his last time. He's 1 for 1 on the day, 48 hits on the year. Wisely's given up 5 hits, no runs. This one's laced into left. Chatfield leaps and makes the catch. How about that range from Chris Chatfield? He's been something today out in the field. Two down and a runner on first. Good as Alec Wisely's been today, he's had some help from the guys behind him. Now comes the number 8 hitter in the UConn lineup. That's Thad Phillips, the catcher. He's another one of those guys who is a victim of a long flyout. That one's in there for a strike. 2 out and a runner on first here in the top of the fourth. It's 7-0 USF with the lead over UConn. Huskies desperate to get something going. They've been hitting the ball well in this ball game. Oh, 0-1 the count with 2 out and a runner on first. And Wisely comes home. That one's in there for a strike, 0-2. Wisely struck out 5 today so far in 3 2/3. He's got an 0-2 here with 2 out and a runner on first. And Phillips spoils that one out of play. Score update from Spectrum Field in the other game going on right now. Bottom 3, Houston leads ECU 2-1. You can also catch that game on the American Digital Network. 0-2 the count. Strike 3 looking. Good pitch by Alec Wisely. It's his 6th strikeout in 4 innings. And UConn is retired. 7-0 your score. We've played 3.5. USF with the lead over UConn. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. We go bottom 4 at Robin Roberts Field here in Clearwater, Florida. Jeff Sharon with you here at the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. 7-0 your score. USF with the lead over UConn. David Villar steps to the plate to lead off for the Bulls. The number 3 hitter in the lineup is 2 for 2. Single and a double. Scored his last time, and he's hit on the elbow on the first offering from Joe Simeone. So he's reached base all 3 times. Joe Genord steps to the plate. He had the big blow earlier. A 2-run homer in the 3rd. His 2nd home run of the tournament. He's also 2 for 2. Simeone winds and deals that one, and it misses. Inside 1-0. Runner on first, nobody out in a 7-0 game. Simeone came in relief of Colby Dunlop. As Genord hits this one in the air to left. Heading back for it is Topa in front of the scoreboard. Doesn't have enough juice to it. He makes the catch, and the runner has to retreat 1 down. Dunlop in 2 2/3 gave up 7 runs, but only 2 of them were earned. 9 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Gave way to Simeone. Simeone induced a ground out to Duke Stunkel Jr. to end the 3rd, and he remains out there. First pitch to Chris Chatfield is in there for a strike, 0-1. 1 out and a runner on first in a 7-0 game. 7-9-0 for USF, 0-5-2 for UConn. Huskies have left 5 guys on base. USF's left 4. The 0-1. Simeone misses inside, and he gets away from the catcher, Phillips. And the runner will trot down to second. That's David Villar, who's 1 for 1 in the stolen base department. Obviously, that's not a steal, but worth noting this year. Sunny and 85 degrees here in Clearwater right now. We got 6 games in yesterday on 2 fields in 1 day. We got 4 on the docket today. Chatfield facing a 1-1 with a runner on second now and 1 out. And Simeone delivers, and that one's fouled back to the screen. 1-2 now the count. Bulls picked up 2 in the second, 5 in the third. And that's where we stand, 7-0. Simeone asks for the signs again from Phillips. And he deals out of the stretch the 1-2. inside that time, and a good job by Chatfield of fighting that one off. 1-2 it will remain. Should this result hold up, these two teams would have to meet again, since UConn is not lost in the tournament yet. USF, however, lost their first game to Wichita State earlier yesterday. 1-2, Chatfield goes the other way with it, and it is out of play. After losing 4-2 to Wichita State in the first game of 2 yesterday, the Bulls picked up a 9-4 victory over Cincinnati in an elimination game last night. And then this morning, USF defeated Wichita State 7-2, and that's where we stand right now. UConn, on the other hand, knocked off Wichita State 7-5 in their first game and defeated Cincinnati 6-2. Correction, they knocked off Wichita State in the evening yesterday, knocked off Cincinnati 6-2 in their first game. 1-2, misses low, 2-2 to Chatfield. A reminder, you can catch all of the action here in this semifinal round on the American Digital Network. Facebook.com/American Digital Network Plus. You can also follow us on Twitter at American_BSB. And look us up on YouTube as well. Just search for the American Athletic Conference. 2-2. And Chatfield waves and misses strike 3, 2 down. First strike out of the game for Joe Simeone. And Chatfield has gone down victim of a strikeout for a second time. J.D. Dutka, the second baseman, steps to the plate now. He singled twice, scored his last time in the third during that big USF rally. He's got a runner on second in the person of David Villar, and 2 out in a 7-0 game in favor of USF. And a good curveball in there for a strike, 0-1. Dutka's a .301 hitter on the year. .302 with runners in scoring position, right in line with his regular average. Runner on second, 2 out in the 0-1. Up the middle, softly hit towards short. Prado fields on the run and fires in time to end the inning. So USF gets the leadoff man on, but can't push him across. We've played 4 full here at Robin Roberts Field. Your score remains USF 7 and UConn nothing. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. We go top 5 here at Robin Roberts Field. 7-0 your score. USF with the lead over UConn in the semifinal game. Jeff Sharon with you here as part of the American Digital Network's continuing coverage of the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. UConn desperately needs to get something going here. 9-1-2 due up in the UConn lineup facing Alec Wisely. And the USF pitcher delivers a ball. on his first offering to Connor Moriarty. The number 9 hitter is 1 for 1 with a single today. Raised his average to 230 on the year. 1-0. Hit left side, but right to third base, Villar. Plenty of time, 1 down. Back to the top of the order we go. John Topa due up. Topa 0 for 2. Struck out in the first, flied out in the third. Nothing 5-2 for UConn. 7-9 and nothing for USF. They got 2 in the second, 3 in the fifth. And that's where we are right now. 1 out, no one on. And Alec Wisely, in his 5th inning of work, first pitch to Topa is lifted to center. Stunkel coming in, makes a shoestring catch. Looks like he might have gotten a little fooled by that one. It was dropping. Looked like it might have had some topspin on it. But Topa is retired on 1 pitch. Second time he's flied out to center, and Anthony Prado will step to the plate. Prado has also struck out and flied out to center. Nobody on, 2 out. And the first delivery from Wisely is in there for a strike, 0-1. 7-0 the score. USF with the lead over UConn. And Prado lines it right to short. Coco Montes takes easy care of that one. And he kind of hot dogged it out there a little bit with it. Looked like it, if you were thinking it might be, he may have dropped it. Well, I don't know. Maybe in the NFL that would have been ruled a drop. Nonetheless, that's a 1-2-3 inning for USF. And we played 4.5 here at Robin Roberts Field. 7-0 your score. USF with the lead over UConn. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. I'll tell you right now. Houston, top 4. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 7-0 your score. USF with the lead over UConn in this first semifinal game between these two. Carson Ragsdale, the number 7 hitter in the lineup, will lead off for the Bulls. He is 0 for 2, grounded into a double play and flied out to left. Takes a strike on the first delivery from Joe Simeone. Second pitcher of the game for UConn. The reliever's thrown 1 1/3, struck out 1. Hasn't given up a hit yet. 0-1 to the 6'8" Ragsdale. Gets underneath that one, and it's out of play to left. USF with 5 of their 7 runs in the third. And that's where we stand now, bottom 5 here at Robin Roberts Field. Simeone delivers that one, misses inside. And the count 1-2. Ragsdale, a sophomore. It's from Wesley Chapel, Florida. And he hits this one a mile to left field down the line. It is way out of here. Carson Ragsdale, a solo homer And USF extends their lead to 8-0 here in the bottom of the fifth. Well, Ragsdale, you want to talk about getting some angular velocity on that bat when you're 6'8". That was reminiscent of what Joe Genor did yesterday against Cincinnati for Carson Ragsdale, beg your pardon. His third home run of the season. RBI number 6. 0-1 now the count to Garrett Zeck, who is 0 for 1. Walked in the second, reached on an error, and scored in the third. 8-0 your score. That's the 10th USF hit. Zeck facing an 0-2 with no one out and no one on. Simeone tries to get him to chase 1-2. That's the 4th home run of the season given up by Joe Simeone of UConn. That one misses inside, 2-2. And it was the first hit he gave up in this ballgame. Zeck facing a 2-2. And Simeone delivers that one low, chop foul. We'll come back and do it again. No one out, no one on here in the bottom of the fifth. 8-0 USF with the lead. Two-two. In the air, left side. Prado had trouble with the last one that looked like this. He's going to try and come in for this one at short and make the catch. One down. You can see he was still fighting it off. Caught it right next to his ear. One out, though. And Tyler Dietrich will step to the plate. He had a big 2 RBI double his last time up. That was during the big inning back in the third. Comes to bat here with one out. And he fouls the first offering back 0-1. 0-5-2 for UConn, 8-10-0 for USF. Number 9 hitter Dietrich at the plate. One out, no one on. The 0-1 in there for a strike. Dietrich a .282 hitter, 1 for 1 on the day. That one misses in. And the count 1-2. Check of the score over at Spectrum Field, 3-1, top 4. Houston with the lead over ECU. And the 1-2, looping inside and high, 2-2. One out, nobody on. And Dietrich swings at the 2-2. It's hit into center. And making the catch for UConn is Troy Stefanski. 2 down. So we go back to the top of the order in Coco Montez, who's singled and doubled in this ball game. Single in the second, double in the third. He steps in with 2 out and no one on after Ragsdale hit the leadoff homer. And Montez swings at the first offering. It's popped into right underneath it. Feldstein makes the grab, and that ends the inning. But a solo homer by Carson Ragsdale extends the USF lead. It's now 8-0 as we head to the 6th. It's the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. We go to the 6th inning here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater, Florida, 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. We're so thankful for it to the folks here at Clearwater, the Philadelphia Phillies, Clearwater Threshers, for their hospitality. First pitch to Zach Susi, the DH, is grounded to the right side, taken care of by Dutka de Genord, one away. For the USF pitcher, Alec Wisely, in his 6th inning of work. He's up 8-0 in this ball game. Now Isaac Feldstein, the 3rd best home run hitter in the regular season in the American Athletic Conference, has struck out twice. And he swings at the first offering, and a nice pick on the short hop. Over at third by Villar. 2 pitches, 2 outs for Alec Wisely, who's thrown only 71 pitches. And Troy Stefanski now will step to the plate. UConn, no runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. USF, 8 runs on 10 hits, no errors. Both teams have left 5 runners on base. Alec Wisely is doing exactly what his team needed him to do. If you're Billy Moe, you got to be thrilled with the effort today. He's thrown 5 2/3. He's given up 5 hits, but no runs and no walks. He struck out 6. And the pitch count, he's kept down, 72 pitches. 1-0 delivery misses, 2-0 to Stefanski, who singled his last time. Stefanski 1 for 2 on the day. 2 out, nobody on, and an 8-0 game. And the 2-0. And there for a strike. Wisely kicks and fires, low and in, 3-1. Wisely's previous long start this season was on March the 3rd against Columbia. He went 6 1/3 innings. He's coming up on that at 5 2/3. 3-2 now the count, 2 out. And the base is empty for Troy Stefanski. And the payoff pitch. This is hit hard into center. Stunkel going back for it. He has a beat on it, and he makes the catch. 1, 2, 3 go the Huskies in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 8-0 your score. USF with the lead over UConn. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater. It's the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. Jeff Sharon back with you here. 8-0 your score. USF with the lead over UConn in this first semifinal game. If this score holds up, these two teams will have to face each other again, as UConn is undefeated in the tournament. USF lost their first game, but will have fought their way back. Duke Stunkel steps to the plate. Center fielder for USF. 2-3-4 due up. And we have a new pitcher on the hill for UConn. It's number 45, Dan Rashkowski. He's a 6'1", 196-pound redshirt junior from New Canaan, Connecticut. And it's a 2-0 count to Duke Stunkel. Rashkowski 1-2 on the season with a 9 ERA. He's thrown only 11 innings, given up 11 runs. All of them earned on 10 hits. Walked 3, struck out 17. And that one misses low, 3-0. Rashkowski, the redshirt junior, delivers a 3-0 to Stunkel, and that one's in there for a strike. Stunkel 0 for 3 today, struck out looking in the first, grounded to first in the second, and grounded to second in the third. 3-1. That one misses, ball 4. Stunkel draws a walk. It's the first time he's reached base today. Eight to nothing your score in the bottom of the 6th. 8-10-0 for USF. They're the home team in this game. UConn with no runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. David Villar steps to the plate. He's reached base all 3 times. Singled, doubled, and scored, and was hit by a pitch. That's misses low, and it's 2-0 right out of the gate to David Villar. If you're Billy Mole, the head coach of the USF Bulls, you have to be happy with this situation, especially given the fact that your pitcher's gone the distance. Check over on the runner at first. Stunkel dives back. He's 2 for 2 on the year in the stolen base department. On the other hand, if you're Jim Penders at this point, you're just hoping not to incur too much damage to your pitching staff. 3-0 the count to Villar. And Rashkowski's on the verge of walking the first 2 hitters he faces, and that's exactly what happens. 2 batters, 2 walks to start the 6th. Stunkel and Villar. Can't really blame him how good those 2 hitters are, but Rashkowski gets a visit from Phillips, the catcher, as he will face Joe Genor. Joe homered in the 3rd. 2-run shot. Also singled in the 1st. He's 2 for 3 today. The top of this USF lineup, the first 4 hitters, have been getting the job done. Combined 6 for 12, Montez, Stunkel, Villar, and Genord in this ballgame. And they've got 6 of the 10 hits. That one misses low, ball 1. Rashkowski's issued 2 walks in the first 2 hitters he's faced, upping his total on the year to 7. Deals a strike there. It's 1-1. No one out. Runners on first and second in an 8-0 game in favor of USF. The forecast for tomorrow here in Clearwater, curveball's in there for a strike. A good curve it was, too. 1-2 the count. Not expected to get any rain until the evening. Correction, 0-2 the count. Check the runner back at second. That's Stunkel. Villar stands at first. And Genord at the plate. Nobody out, and the 0-2. In the dirt. Good dig by Phillips, and the count now 1-2. Genord, 6'1", 227, junior from Lake Worth, Florida. Just north of Miami-Dade and Broward. This one's hit in the air to right. Coming in as the right fielder, Feldstein. He makes the catch. And the runners have to stay put. So it's first and second and 1 out now. And Chris Chatfield will step to the plate for USF. Chris has struck out his last 2 times. Also flied out to center back in the 1st. This morning against Wichita State, Chatfield was 2 for 5 with a pair of RBI, and he also scored twice. Picked up his 11th double of the year, in addition to a single. Knocked in runners both times. 1-0 the count with 1 out and runners on first and second. Stunkel is the runner at second, and Villar's at first. The 1-0. That one misses low. And it's now 2-0 with 1 out. Phillips gives the signs over from behind the plate. 0-5-2 for the visitors UConn, 8-10-0 for the home USF Bulls. The 2-0 hit in the air to right. Heading back for it is Feldstein, and he watches it go over the fence. It's a home run for Chris Chatfield. His third home run of the day, a 3-run shot. And it's 11-0 USF. Chatfield not known for his power, but he's a big kid, 6'3", 214, and the junior from Riverview, Florida, extends USF's lead into the double digits. 11 runs on 11 hits for USF. J.D. Dutka now steps in, and the first delivery from Dan Rajkowski is in there for a strike, 0-1. 1 out, and the base is clear. USF's got 2 in the second, 5 in the third, 1 in the fifth, and 3 on the homer by Chatfield in the sixth. And that's where we are right now, 11-0. Dutka singled twice, faces a 1-1 count here with the bases clear and 1 out. Looping breaking ball misses high and in, 2-1. Boy, the Bulls' bats have gotten the job done today. This one's low. 11 runs in this ball game. 7 this morning against Wichita State. 9 against Cincinnati last night. Ball 4 issued by Rajkowski. And Dutka trots down to first with a 1-out walk. Now we'll bring up Carson Ragsdale, who had a big fly of his own last time up. Long solo homer to lead off the fifth. And Jim Penders will trot out to the mound to pull the plug on Dan Rajkowski. We'll have a new pitcher for UConn after this short break. But your score with 1 out in the bottom of the sixth is now 11-0 in favor of USF over UConn. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. New pitcher in the ball game for UConn, trailing 11-0 here in the bottom of the sixth with 1 out, is Avery Santos. He's a redshirt junior from Trumbull, Connecticut. went to Trumbull High School, transferred to UConn from UConn Avery Point. He comes in with 1 out and a runner on first, facing Carson Ragsdale, the DH for USF, who hit a long solo homer his last time. Santos this year has thrown just 6 innings. He's given up 10 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 4 Ks. No wins, no losses, an ERA of 7.50. Sat out 2017 after having Tommy John surgery. Here's the 1-1 to Ragsdale. Skies that one right side foul. 1 out, a runner on first for USF, up 11-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. Ragsdale 1 for 3. 224 hitter. That homer was his 3rd of the season. Dutka's the runner at first. And this one's hit high in the air to left. Heading back for it, Topa looking up. He leaps, and it's off the top of the wall. Just missed another home run. It will be 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. Ragsdale gave that one a ride once again. Topa looked like he slightly misjudged it. It bounced about 2 feet from the top of the wall. So with 1 out, we have 1st and 2nd. It's the 12th USF hit. So after a 3-run homer by Chris Chatfield earlier in the frame, Ragsdale nearly picks up his 2nd homer of the game. So we have Garrett Zeck who will step to the plate. Excuse me. The right fielder with 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. Facing Avery Santos. And that one's high and in. Santos is the 4th UConn pitcher of this ball game. Started way back with Dunlop, who gave up 7 runs. Only 2 of them were earned, however, on 9 hits in 2 2/3. 1-0, fouled back off the catcher's mask. A reminder, if the score does hold up, these 2 teams will have to play one more time in the semifinal round, as UConn is 2-0 in the tournament. USF's 2-1. Time, day, and location for that game is still TBA, according to theamerican.org, where you can find all the latest information on the schedule for our tournament here in Clearwater. We're trying to get these games in for you because of the pending bad weather heading over the state of Florida later on in the weekend. This is game number 12 of the tournament in the semifinal round. That, if necessary, game would be game 14. ECU and Houston are in the other semifinal round matchup, 1-2 with 1 out in an 11-0 game here. And the pitch from Santos misses inside, 2-2. Give you an update on the ECU Houston game real quick, but you can check it out live right now on the American Digital Network. Facebook.com/American Digital Network Plus. This one's hit in the air to right by Zeck. Coming in is Feldstein. Going out is the second baseman, Woodworth. He makes the play. Tough play out there. 2 down and 2nd and 3rd now. 11-0 your score. By the way, the score over at the other field right now, 3-2. Houston with the lead over ECU. Bottom 4. So now up for USF, Tyler Dietrich, the number 9 hitter. He's reached base 2 of the 3 times he's come to bat. Fouls the first offering straight back. Dietrich, the catcher, was hit by a pitch in the second and scored. 2 RBI double in the third. He later came in to score as well. Flied out his last time in the fifth, so he's 2 for 2. Correction, 1 for 2, I beg your pardon, on the day with a pair of runs scored. Fouls that one back. Dietrich, a .281 hitter, but with runners on, he's hitting .305 this year. He's got 34 runs batted in and scored 34 runs himself. Facing an 0-2 here in an 11-0 game in favor of his Bulls. 2 out and 2 on. Hit deep to left. Topa going back for it, and it is held up in the wall. Let's see if they call it a ground rule double. Yes, it's a ground rule double for Tyler Dietrich. But with second and third, it scores both of the runs, and it's now 13-0 USF. There's a net hanging over the fence back there in left. Looked like the ball got caught up in that fence. Topa put his hands up to say, hey, that ball's out of play at that point. 5 runs for USF in this inning. It's now 13-0 in the bottom of the 6th with 2 out. And Coco Montez steps to the plate. Dietrich stands on second. And Avery Santos delivers this one in the air to right. Chasing after it is Feldstein. He can't get it out of play. Dietrich now 2 for 3 with a pair of doubles and 4 runs batted in. He stands on second in a 13-0 game. 13-0 for the Bulls. 5-2 for the UConn Huskies. 0-1 to Montez. He takes a strike 0-2. Coco's the 9th hitter of the inning. 2 for 4 on the day. Single in the second and an RBI. Double in the third and an RBI. He's also flied out to right twice. 0-2 up high, 1-2. Well, after scoring just 2 runs in their first game of the tournament against Wichita State, a 4-2 loss that put them in the loser's side of the bracket, the Bulls' offense has woken up big time in their last 3 games. Montez hits it in the air to left. Prado at short having trouble with it again. Makes the catch this time, and that ends the inning. But USF punches across 5 runs on 3 hits and no errors. They leave 1. It is 13-0 USF with the lead over UConn in this semifinal game as we head to the 7th. This is the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. We go to the top of the 7th here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater. 13-0 your score. USF with the lead over UConn in this first semifinal matchup between these two. Should this score hold up, they would have to face each other one more time. Flyover from an Army UH-60 Blackhawk out beyond right field here at Robin Roberts Field. Alec Wisely, the starter for USF, has gone the distance. And we have a pinch hitter for UConn. It's number 6, Andy Haig, 5'9", 152-pound freshman from Woodbridge, Connecticut. Went to Amity High School. Listed as an infielder in the lineup. He pinch hits for the second baseman Woodworth, and he's quickly behind 0-2 to Wisely, who struck out 6. Scattered 5 hits in 6 innings of work. They've all been singles. No extra base hits given up yet. 0-2 just barely misses 1-2. No one on, no one out. USF up 13-0. It's the most runs they've ever scored in the American Athletic Conference tournament. 2-2. And the most runs they've scored in a postseason game since the 1996 Conference USA Championships. Cut on and miss strike 3. Strikeout number 7 for Alec Wisely. Last time they scored this many runs in a winning effort, the USF Bulls have in their conference tournament history, it was against the Charlotte 49ers back in Conference USA days, a 17-6 victory. They actually scored 13 runs against Charlotte again in that tournament and 14 runs against Louisville. Talk about loading it up in the 4 wins that they had. Back in the 96 CUSA Championships, they scored 9, 14, 13, and 17. They lost one game 13-9, and then got eliminated by Tulane by getting shut out 2-0. So go figure. 1-1 the count with 1 out, and the base is empty. And another pinch hitter at the dish for UConn, number 5, Matt Bonvincini, freshman from Torrington, Connecticut. Holy Cross High School graduate. He takes a strike. It's 2-2. And Bonvincini takes strike 3 looking. Two batters, 2 strikeouts here in the 7th for Alec Wisely. The run rule is in effect. 10-run lead after 7 full is the run rule here at the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championships. And Alec Wisely kicks and delivers his first pitch to his 3rd pinch hitter of the inning, Kenny Bergman, backup catcher, sophomore from Philadelphia, William Penn Charter High School graduate. And quickly 0-2. So USF 1 strike away from finishing off UConn. Strike 3 looking. Alec Wisely strikes out the side to end the ball game, and your score after 7 is USF 13, UConn 0. Run rule in effect, so these two teams will match up again one more time for a spot in the championship game of the American Athletic Conference. Final tallies for USF, the home team in this game: 13 runs on 13 hits and no errors. For UConn, no runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. USF wins their 35th game of the year. They're 35-19-1, while UConn drops to 34-19-1. These two teams will face off again one more time in this tournament. at a time to be determined. You'll have to pay attention to theamerican.org, our website for all the latest American Athletic Conference information, especially regarding our tournament. Make sure you log on to Tournament Central, which you can get to right from our homepage, theamerican.org. Also, follow us on Twitter at American_BSB, American_CONF is the general handle for the conference. And also follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/American Digital Network Plus. Again, American Digital Network Plus. So USF and UConn, the 2 and 3 seeds in this tournament, will face off one more time with a spot in the American Athletic Conference championship game on the line. Well, it's been a blast here at Robin Roberts Field the last 2 days. Make sure you click on over on facebook.com/American Athletic, or excuse me, American Digital Network Plus to watch ECU and Houston. That game is still going on at the moment. Score update for you there. Pull up the stats for you here in just a second, see if we can get the latest stats information. 3-2, officially listed as 3-2 in the bottom of the fourth, but they have to be further along than that. But you can check out exactly where they are in that game by clicking on the link at facebook.com/American Digital Network Plus. Also follow us on YouTube, American Athletic Conference, and also Championship Central at theamerican.org. So many folks to thank here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater. Thanks to the Philadelphia Phillies and the Clearwater Threshers organizations for their hospitality and for helping us out here getting this second field up and running with the impending weather coming to the state of Florida this week. Thanks, of course, to all the teams. Thanks to our staff at L2 Productions as well. And thanks to all the staff for the American Athletic Conference and for all the teams, especially the media relations staff, have just been fantastic working with the crazy schedule that we've had to work with this week. And we want to thank you, the fans, also for bearing with us throughout the week. It's been a crazy week indeed, but it's not done yet. The best part is still to come. Thanks to our photographer here at Robin Roberts Field, that's Adam Campbell. And for all of us here at the American Digital Network, I'm Jeff Sharon saying thank you so much for watching here on the American Digital Network. Once again, your final score, USF 13, UConn nothing. And these two teams, once again, will meet up one more time with a spot in the American Athletic Conference championship game on the line. For all of us here at the American Digital Network, my name is Jeff Sharon. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network.